Welcome to Into the Darkness, where we dive into the most spine-chilling and captivating true crime stories from around the world. Each week, we take you deep into the heart of the darkest mysteries and the most notorious criminals. Our detailed narratives, gripping voiceovers, and vivid visuals will immerse you in the thrilling world of true crime. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to join our community of crime enthusiasts. Get ready to uncover the truth, face the terror, and remember, every story hides a shadow. Now, let's dive into the darkness.
Prom Night Revenge, a true crime story. The wind howled through the narrow alleys of Central Florida, an unusual cold snap gripping the normally temperate state in its icy embrace. The dense fog hung low, shrouding the suburban streets in a sinister veil. It was a night when the warmth of home felt like a sanctuary, but for the Jefferson household, it was the setting for a tragedy that would shake the community to its core. Luke Jefferson, an intelligent and driven high school senior, had always felt the weight of his parents' expectations. His father, Mark, a successful lawyer, and his mother, Sarah, a renowned psychiatrist, had meticulously planned every aspect of Luke's life. They had charted his path with unyielding precision, leaving little room for his own desires. The rejection of his request to attend the senior prom was the final straw. Mark and Sarah viewed the event as a frivolous distraction from his studies, a waste of time that could be better spent preparing for college. Luke's resentment festered, transforming from a mere teenage rebellion into something far more malevolent. The night of the prom, Luke sat in his room, the sounds of laughter and music echoing from his classmates' social media posts. As he scrolled through the images of smiling faces and twinkling lights, a dark idea began to form. What if he could make his parents feel the same suffocating control they had imposed on him? What if he could take everything away from them? Luke's room was a stark contrast to the rest of the house. While the living room boasted elegant furniture and tasteful decor, his room was a chaotic mix of textbooks, posters of scientific diagrams, and sketches of future plans. It was a sanctuary of his own making, a place where he could retreat from the suffocating expectations of his parents. Luke's meticulous planning was a testament to his intellect. He began researching poisons, drawing inspiration from his mother's medical books. He discovered a rare plant, the nightshade, which could be lethal if administered in the right dosage. He carefully extracted the toxin, ensuring not to arouse suspicion. His plan was simple yet chilling. He would lace the family's dinner with the poison and stage it as a tragic accident. The next day, the Jefferson household was eerily quiet. Sarah had prepared a hearty stew, a tradition for family dinners. Luke watched his parents eat, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. As the poison took effect, Mark and Sarah began to experience excruciating pain. Luke feigned concern, calling with a convincing display of panic. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was too late. Mark and Sarah were pronounced dead, their cause of death initially suspected to be food poisoning. The Jefferson dining room was a scene of stark contrasts. The table was set with their finest china, the polished silverware gleaming under the chandelier's soft light. The aroma of the stew still lingered in the air, a cruel reminder of the meal that had turned deadly. Mark's face was contorted in pain, his hand clutching his stomach, while Sarah lay slumped over the table, her eyes wide open in a lifeless stare. Detective Maria Lopez, a seasoned investigator with a sharp mind and keen intuition, was assigned to the case. The initial findings suggested an accidental contamination, but something about Luke's demeanor seemed off. He was too composed, too prepared for a grieving son. Maria dug deeper, uncovering the Jeffersons' rigid control over Luke's life. She spoke to his teachers and friends, piecing together a picture of a boy driven to the edge by relentless pressure. When she discovered Luke's internet search history, her suspicions were confirmed. The detailed research on nightshade poisoning was incriminating. Confronting Luke, Maria expected him to deny everything. Instead, he broke down, confessing to the crime. The resentment and anger that had festered for years poured out, his voice trembling with a mixture of relief and regret. Detective Lopez's office was cluttered with case files and evidence boards. The smell of stale coffee hung in the air, a testament to the long hours she had spent poring over the details of the case. She spread out Luke's search history, the pages filled with detailed notes on various poisons, their effects, and dosages. The meticulous nature of his research was both impressive and chilling. In the weeks following his parents' deaths, Luke's behavior grew increasingly erratic. His once methodical approach to life began to unravel. He started skipping classes, his grades plummeted, and he isolated himself from his friends. The pressure cooker of his mind, which had been tightly sealed for so long, finally exploded. Maria visited Luke in his cell, hoping to understand the mind behind the crime. She found him hunched over a worn notebook, scribbling furiously. His once sharp eyes were now sunken and haunted. He spoke of his parents as if they were still alive, recounting their daily routines and conversations in a disjointed manner. Luke's cell was a stark reminder of his fall from grace. The gray walls were bare, save for a few scribbled equations and notes. His bed was neatly made, a small attempt to retain some semblance of order amidst the chaos of his mind. The notebook he clung to was filled with a mixture of scientific theories and fragmented thoughts, a testament to his once brilliant mind now teetering on the edge of madness. The story of the Jeffersons' tragic end and their son's descent into madness captivated the nation. News outlets flocked to Central Florida, turning the quiet suburban neighborhood into a media circus. Reporters dug into the Jeffersons' past, uncovering a web of secrets and lies that painted a very different picture of the perfect family. Sarah's reputation as a leading psychiatrist came under scrutiny. Former patients and colleagues spoke of her unyielding methods and the pressure she placed on those around her. Mark's legal career was similarly tarnished, with accusations of unethical practices surfacing. The once revered Jefferson name was now synonymous with scandal and tragedy. The Jefferson house became a macabre tourist attraction. People drove by, hoping to catch a glimpse of the place where such a dark story had unfolded. The once pristine lawn was now overgrown, the windows boarded up, a haunting reminder of the events that had transpired within its walls. The community was left in shock. The Jeffersons had been pillars of society, their tragic end a stark reminder of the unseen battles within seemingly perfect lives. Luke was sentenced to life in prison, his brilliant mind now confined to the four walls of his cell. As the media frenzy died down, Maria couldn't shake the case from her mind. She revisited the Jefferson home, now abandoned and silent. In Luke's room, she found a diary. The pages revealed a tormented soul, desperately seeking freedom from the chains of expectation. Luke's story became a cautionary tale, a stark warning about the dangers of unyielding control and the fragile nature of the human psyche. The Jeffersons' polished facade had hidden a boiling cauldron of resentment, a darkness that had ultimately consumed them all. In the quiet moments of reflection, Maria understood the tragic irony. Luke had sought to break free, but in doing so, he had trapped himself in a prison of his own making. The story of the Jeffersons and their troubled son became a haunting reminder of the thin line between discipline and tyranny, a line that once crossed led only to ruin. The chilling tale of Luke Jefferson's Prom Night Revenge serves as a grim reminder of the consequences of unchecked control and the desperate lengths to which one might go to reclaim their freedom. This story, layered with twists and emotional depth, captures the tragic unraveling of a seemingly perfect family.